Dun 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 dun. Big old shout out to you, Mikey. Guitar Mikey 2, Gear Junkie channel. A little knife showing to follow. Stand by.
How's it? I am Mr. Willie 19 coming at you here from the Second Amendment Show on the YT YouTube. Dig on that little intro, huh? That was for you, Mikey. Guitar Mikey 2 over at Gear Junkie channel has suggested a couple times I show my knife collection, or at least show a couple of knives that are hanging around. And I said that I would, but I haven't yet. And anyone knows me knows that's not my style. Yeah. If I say I'm going to do it, I will. And somehow this had gotten behind me. And the reason the subject came up again, good old George, Infidel X Strong. That's Infidel, letter X Strong. George made a video about a knife that he bought from X-Acto, from Chris. He bought a satin blade Pika 2 from X-Acto. Hey people, what is up? Hi Chris, how you doing, X-Acto? Oh man, I'm such a dork, especially after doing that intro. I wish I had a Gibson SG. I can do my Angus Young impersonation and really get some giggles out of Guitar Mikey 2 and Marcello. We got a Gibson Les Paul. So, moving on. Infidel X Strong was doing an unboxing video of the Pika 2 satin blade that he had bought from X-Acto. And it's been long enough now. A comment saying, hey, when you bought that Pika 2 satin blade from X-Acto, a lot of people have been wondering, and I know he got bombarded for a little while there with questions about, well, where did that knife go? Where did this other knife go? I wanted that. I fessed up. There's a couple of knives that people really, really wanted. Yeah, it was this guy. Chris didn't tell anybody. You know, X-Acto kept his mouth shut. He's a good businessman. He's a great guy to do business with. It was just sheer luck. First come, first serve. I was goofing off on YouTube, and I went for my subscriptions channel, watching new vids from those I subscribed to. I clicked away for 2 seconds and clicked back, and his video had just popped up, and I started watching it, and I was about maybe less than a third through it, and I was already firing off a PM, and it was shot out and on its way, the message, before the video was even finished, saying, I want that knife and that knife. And he said, fine, send me the loot, send you the knives. I sent him the loot, he sent me the knives. So, yes, Mr. Willie 19, I'm the guy who swooped underneath a lot of you. I got an Infidel X Strong. There's something he wanted that I got a hold of in front of him. And Mikey, I swooped in front of Mikey too. Interception. Snagged it right out from under him. And, I mean this in the nicest possible, most kind way. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I snaked on you, Mike. Because I like this knife. Let me show what I'm talking about. This is not knife reviews. It's just showing what's hanging around here at Camp Run Amok. This is not my primary residence. I spend a lot of time here. I'm here 2 or 3 days a week because of business interests that I have down here in San Diego County. But this is not home. So what do I have floating around here where I've got the webcam and where I make my vids? What kind of knives I got? And what did I swoop out from underneath, folks? Let's take a quick look. I suppose that's good enough. This is going to be quick anyway. Okay, first and foremost, what people really, really had a big old Jones for is Bradley Kimura Balisong. Now, I've never owned a quality Balisong in my life. Let me do a lighting adjustment here. It doesn't seem to be working so well. I've never owned a quality balisong. All I've owned is little $7, $10 cheapies from Tijuana kind of thing. And like I told Exacto, the difference between, well, shit, let me see. Yeah, this is, I've owned a million different ones like this. $7, $10 cheapie from TJ. They're disposable, basically. Total hunk of junk. Can you hear that, well, not only the squeaks, listen to that latch going. You hear that? Sounds like a mouse being fucked by an aluminum baseball bat. And look at the play of this thing. It's the difference between driving a Dodge Aries K car and a brand new Ferrari. And before anyone gets all goofy, yes, I've driven brand new Ferraris before. So the Bradley Kimura. Yep, I'm the guy who got it. I ended up with it, not you. And just got lucky. I got first come, first serve. It's got a spear point blade. It's a badass knife. Like this knife a lot. Nicely engineered. Very proud to finally have a quality balisong. Okay, what do we got next? Do this out of order. Next is what I have floating around here at Camp Run Amok is a Benchmade Pika 2 with the black blade. This is the one I swooped out from underneath good old Mikey. Guitar Mikey 2 from Your Junkie channel. He was eyeballing this bad boy. I just happened to come in under the wire. Fantastic knife. For years it took me to get on board with the synthetic scales. Never really liked them. I like the buck 110 heavy metal kind of feel, but I love this knife. You know, I've finally gotten with the times. So here's a Benchmade Pika 2. That's what. And partially serrated blade, which I'm a fan of. Most people don't like it. I like it a lot, and it does have clip point. Carrying a black knife is almost a Mr. Wheelie trademark. I'm known for evil black knives and tanto point. Right, very few of my knives have clip point. But I don't care. Who gives a care? It's a badass knife. So I got the Benchmade Pika 2 going on there. Next, what do I have hanging around here? This is a knife I actually got from Guitar Mikey 2. I'm not going to say his name. A bro of his. I do remember the general's name, but it's not my place to say. A bro of his wanted to sell a knife or two, and Guitar Mikey 2 was kind enough to get me hooked up with it. This is a Spyderco Endura, but it has Jim Emerson. Not Jim. What's his name? I believe Ernest Emerson. Ernest Emerson. Goodness, I'm having a brain fart. Too many things in my mind. His wave design, where it will automatically deploy the knife if you want it to, as you draw it from your pocket. I like the wave, Mr. Emerson's wave. I actually had the pleasure of meeting the gentleman at a SHOT Show back in 2000, 2001. Mr. Emerson was cool. Ernest is a great guy. Don't F with the man. He might be in his late 50s or 60s by now. He'll knock your head off. He's Billy Badass. He's the real deal. But a lot of people could just call us a gimmick, and they just I like it. It works fine for me. And when Mikey and his buddy sold me this knife, made sure to point out that it was used, might have been carried once or twice, and there was a slight little nick on the finish of the clip. And so what? Big deal. A brand new knife. Okay, that nick doesn't mean a darn thing. So they very, very kind. Gave me a great deal and great to do business with. So, Mikey, I'm sure I did thank you and your bro before, but thanks once again. I love this knife. This is one of my favorites. As a matter of fact, between this Spyderco and the Benchmade that I got from from X-Acto. These guys are basically neck and neck for my favorite knife right now, even over my zero tolerance. So thank you to both of you gentlemen. Okay, what else is floating around here? This is just a cheap Gerber. Here's the sheath for it. It's got this rubberized handle, partially serrated blade. It just hangs out in the toolbox. It served me well. It's not the highest quality knife in the world, but it certainly doesn't suck. It's been a great knife, and it fits the hand so securely, so nicely. I did wish, I don't believe I'm going to say this, I really wish it had some jimping on the back here. That's all it's missing is a little jimping right there. They can dremel some jimps into it and, you know, shave off a little material and save some ounces. Anyway, that's just a Gerber that's floating around here. And here's my EDC. Everyone's seen this, the Zero Tolerance 0400 ST. This is my main go-to guy. This is the knife I carry all the time, all day, every day. I even carry it swimming or surfing. So that's ETO 0400. And that's about, well, you know what? In this desk drawer here, let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's a Buck. I believe the model number is 291. Basically a mail opener. It's a spring-assisted opening. I like this little knife. It's a gunmetal gray. The aluminum scales on it. The anodizing is obviously rubbing off from a lot of pocket time. It's been around the block. Again, spring-assisted, but it has a safety right behind the protrusion. And I'm not a big fan of safeties on knives, but once you get used to it, it can become second nature, and it doesn't really get in your way. It's a cool little knife. It's a great little mail opener. It holds its edge good, and you know, Buck, they're not known for having the best knives on the planet, but they certainly don't suck by any means. They put out a good product. You get good value. I didn't clean any of my knives before making this vid. Okay, what else we got there in the drawer? Just some. Oh, there's another Gerber that stays in the tackle box. Go fishing. It's a lot like that Buck in design. But it's not spring assisted. It's just skeletonized scales on it, and it's got the thumb studs with what I call Devo hats. And it's a good little knife. It's, again, not the trickiest knife you can buy, but it certainly doesn't suck by any means. It's been good to me. Good little Gerber. And well, the other thing that's floating around here is a gift from one of my students, made in who knows where, Taiwan or something. It's actually has real wood, weighs about 800 pounds, spring assisted, and I know it looks like a double edge, but this edge here is actually spine, very, very thin, could be easily sharpened if you'd like. Again, weighs a ton. It does have a thumb stud, if you would like to try to use that. I wouldn't. Just the positioning of it, and because this is not a well-engineered knife, it's just a cheapie, I would just use this other protrusion here and use the spring assist. Stay away from that thumb stud. Slice your thumb off. If I had to guess, I've never heard of it. There's not even a brand name. Look at the box. Here's the brand. Super Knife. Stainless steel blade. You know, one of those things you get at a gun show or swap meet or whatever. If I had to guess, I'd say this thing probably goes for about 20 bucks, 25 bucks. So there's that, and here's something given out by an electrical contractor. Just a very cheapy throwaway. Instead of giving pens or sticky notepads, you give out those knives. And that covers it. There you go. Mikey, Guitar Mikey 2 from Gear Junkie channel. Mikey, them are some of the knives I got floating around. Those are the ones I keep here at Camp Mononomock. And that about covers it for now. I am Mr. Willie 19 coming at you here from the Second Amendment Show on the YT YouTube. And I'm hoping this video finds you and finds you well. Cheers. Oh, I shut off this video. I had too many knives. Can't find my mouse.